It's Neil Lennon. Good morning, Neil.
Morning, Lenny.
Good morning, Neil.
Morning, everyone.
Morning.
Lenny, we had Stubbsy on 2 minutes ago talking about Everton. He was heading to the golf course. Surely you're going golfing today. The weather up here is brilliant.
Oh, definitely. I've got a couple of games planned this week. I'm off the LMA tomorrow as well, Coisty, down in London, so I'm looking forward to that. That's always a good night as well. So, yeah, I've got a good week planned. But my golf's terrible.
Neil, are you and Ali okay now, yeah?
Best of pals. You don't you start winding us up now, right?
Is that Rory Bremner in there, yeah? You're you've been a professional footballer for years and also you did.
Game, set, and match. Lennon, by the way, have some of that bottle of hot.
Listen, Gabby, don't mess with me and Ali, all right?
I am staying well out of this
Brilliant.
one.
Lenny, you've got a good week ahead of you. However, it hasn't had the best of starts. I mean, Leicester, we mentioned early on, mate. Really poor season, 34 points. You've got to say they are where they are for a reason.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at the record, 22 defeats out of 38, you know, it's just so unlike them. I mean, they've given us so much pride over the last sort of decade. But it was on the cards, Coisty. I mean, they couldn't keep a clean sheet. Defensively, they were very, very poor. Going forward, they were fine. They scored over 50 goals.
Yeah.
But, you know, the problem started at the beginning of the season with Schmeichel going and obviously they didn't really give Brendan enough to invest in the squad and he wanted a refresh. And they're always sort of chasing things uphill after that. But I still felt there was enough quality in the squad just to avoid relegation. The damning result for me was not long after Brendan left. It sort of 2 games, Villa at home and Bournemouth at home, and they didn't take any points from either. And that was a big problem. And then Dean had to come in and sort of try and put out the fires, but it was, you know, too little, too late. It's a real shame because, you know, I feel it's a great club and, you know, great people there who've done remarkable things. And look, it's not terminal, obviously. I think they will be strong next year to bounce back, but, you know, it's a sore one at the minute.
Is he the one, Dean Smith, to take them back up? Should they stick with him?
I don't know, Laura. You know, it'll be a decision for Dean himself, obviously. And, you know, he's got good people there with Craig Shakespeare, he knows the club inside out, and John Terry, obviously. But, you know, that'll be a decision that'll be made at executive level, I suppose. But whether Dean's got, you know, the appetite for it, you know, only he can answer that.
It's going to be hard to keep, you know, a lot of their best players, isn't it? I mean, Tielemans, I think, is out of contract. You've got Maddison will leave, probably, Barnes. Who else do they need to try and keep to help get them promoted next season?
Well, in the Championship, I mean, you need Johnny Evans was a big loss this year, Gabby. You know, he's had his injury problems, but when he came back into the team, you could see a difference, you know, and certainly with the class that Johnny has and the organisation. But you're right, you know, these players will go. You know, it's inevitable. There's going to be a bit of a rebuild. And you need your goal scorers to get out of the Championship. You know, I don't know if Iheanacho will be wanting to stay around, but I hope Vardy does, because I think he's still got a year in him. And at that level, you know, he'd score plenty of goals. But you definitely need a good goalkeeper and you need a good striker at any level, but particularly in the Championship, you need that one who can get you maybe 20, 25 goals.
Lenny, how worrying would it be or concerning would it be looking to the future? Because we're talking earlier on there with Danny Mills on, and the last time Leeds went down, you know, they were out the top flight for 16 seasons, believe it or not. And we all appreciate how difficult it is. That Championship, I mean, is there a danger, and I use the term, that Leicester could get lost a little bit in the Championship?
No question, it's happened. But, you know, you look at examples like Burnley, Coisty, who, you know, went down and bounced straight back up again after a rebuild. They brought in Vincent Kompany, you know, total refit, and, you know, the crews that. So they still got, like, you know, plenty of, you know, the parachute money, even though, you know, they are sort of in debt. You know, they're a lot of money in debt, but the owners I think they've written off 194 million themselves. But they do need, you know, it would be great if they could bounce back. They've got the capabilities of doing that. But there's no question that they're going to have to, you know, bring in money through player sales as well, just to augment the losses. So it's going to be an interesting summer for them for sure. But like I said, it's not terminal. I think they can, with the platform that they have, you know, be capable of coming straight back up again. But, you know, there's a lot of talks to be done and a lot of sort of decisions to be made in the next few weeks and very, very quickly because, you know, the fans will want quick answers.
Where can you see the likes of James Maddison going if it is a move that is on the cards for him?
Okay, he could go to a top 6 club, Laura. I mean, he's a superb player, and he's a mercurial player. And I've watched him a long time, and he was even up at Aberdeen here for a while when he was a younger player. He had a good spell up here, but he's blossomed into that top player. Lost his way a little bit, but he came back to form again. And he was like Leicester's talisman for a long, long time. It is inevitable he'll not want to play in the Championship, and he will have England aspirations as well. So, there'll be a lot of suitors for him, and I can't see him playing in the Championship. He's too good for that. There was some disappointing performances, like you touched on Tielemans. I thought he looked the shadow of the player he has been over the last couple of seasons this year, whether that's him running down his contract or just being out of form. But he'll be another one who'll definitely be surplus of requirements, I think.
Lenny, I want to ask you, if I may, about obviously over at Celtic. Big Angie's been terrific, a great year. I mean, it's been well known. I've had a standard joke saying I would drive him to the airport, because he's been excellent. Where do you see his future? It's a difficult question, I know, because I mean, from Celtic's point of view, you'd be really, really keen to keep him.
I think he'd be at Celtic next year. I think. Look, I can't speak for Ange, but the fact they're in the Champions League is a huge carrot for him. And they didn't have a great Champions League campaign. I think if the ambition this year, if he gets over the line of the treble, would be, to try and win the league again, obviously, but make inroads in the Champions League. And I think that would be a sort of ambition of his. Hopefully, I'm sure there is plenty of speculation surrounding him, but at the minute, that's all it is. Thankfully.
All right, Neil, we'll let you go. Thank you very much.
Have a great week, Paul.
Have a good week, mate.
All right, guys, on you, Coisty. Good to see you. See you, Gabby. Thanks, Paul.
Talk Sport Breakfast with Laura Woods. Monday to Wednesday mornings 6 till 10. On AM, on DAB, via the Talk Sport app and on your smart speaker. Talk Sport.